Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Happy Times Podcast. I'm your host, Joey Kidney, and let's get into it. I got my morning coffee, and we are ready to go. It kind of tastes alright. I don't know. I'm still not a crazy coffee fan. I own a bunch of these things. I drink coffee like almost every day, but I'm just not. So if you hear the clicking, clacking, it's Frankie on the ground. I'm just not like this crazy fan of it. And I also don't really want to be because I don't want to rely on coffee in the morning. But it's this. I think it's more about the routine of it all. I think the routine is really nice, and it's like it's what wakes you up in the morning fully. Like I find that when I wake up in the morning, it's fine. It's all fine and dandy, but I'm not fully awake until, I hate that saying. I hate that freaking saying of people saying, I'm not fully awake until I have my coffee. Don't talk to me until I have my coffee. But me, it's about like the routine. It's like, okay, after you're done making this, your day starts. It's not necessarily about after I'm done getting my caffeine high. I'm ready to freaking go, boys. It's not like that. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about dating. I really wanted to talk to you openly about dating. Now, I know that might be like a really weird and uncomfortable thing to start talking about. But I think it's really important. I think dating is something that more of us need to do. I know, like, okay, think about COVID not existing. I'm not saying go out and date right now, but I'm saying in this hypothetical world, in this podcast world, if I'm in your ears right now, COVID doesn't exist. And we're just in this picture perfect world where there's a lot of people out there that want to date us all. Okay? Let's just imagine that. It's tough for even me to imagine that. But I want you to take what this world has to offer, and it has a lot of people, and we're just not meeting them. Now, a lot of people that think that dating is just about whoring out or being a slut or going around and making it to meet the parents or, just taking it back for a quick buck. And that was funny. I made that up. That's funny. Just like making it back to the bedroom. And I don't think it's always that. I don't think that's what's important. I'm making a video on this, and this video is going up on Thursday, but this podcast is going up on Monday. So I thought this would be interesting about hearing, like, maybe you guys hearing the back end thoughts in my head and then going to watch the video. But I already had this like script written, and so I really wanted to dabble on it more, like openly, more just talking, because, well, in the videos, you have to script everything. It's got to be cookie cutter sometimes. Like, YouTube doesn't like a lot of things. Like, they hate mental health. So I want to talk about, like, when I dated a lot of people. Like, I dated like a handful of people. And right away, I know you're thinking, oh my God, this guy got laid. No, it's not about that. It is not about that. Dating is not about that. It does not always have to be about that. Dating is about finding who you are and understanding what you like in the world. And it's not this bad thing. It doesn't always have to be getting your heart broken or breaking so many hearts. It doesn't always have to be going out, dressing up, smelling nice, buying everybody food. No, it doesn't. It does not have to be that. It can literally mean just going out casually. And you know what's funny? That's how I met my girlfriend. Not how I met her, but that's our first date. We went out casually. We didn't even know it was really like a date. It was obviously a date situation, but we didn't put that in our heads. And I think that's what the best part was, is that we weren't nervous. We were just going to hang out. And I think that's like a really interesting scenario for a lot of us. Like, a lot of us are with the person that we don't even know is the person that we're supposed to spend the rest of our lives with. And a lot of us haven't found that person. And I know they say, oh, don't search. They'll come to you when you need them. And I get that. But what do you know? How are you going to know who you need and what you need if you've never talked to anybody else? If you've never found out what you liked? It's so important to know who you are. We know so much about what's going on outside the world, but we don't really pay attention to what's in our heads. And I think that's, I don't know. I understand people's perspective of like, oh no, somebody's just going to come to me. I get that. That's a fairy tale moment. But how do you know when they come to you that you know everything that you like? How do you know that you're going to realize who it is? How? I'm curious. DM me. Instagram, whatever it is. I want to know. How do you know, without meeting anybody else, what you like? Because I'm curious. I want to know. And I'm not saying that you can't go either way. There's no proper way to dating. You can date however many people you want. If you want to go out and you want to sleep with a lot of people, no shame to you. But if you want to go out and you just want to meet people, I think you're going to figure out a lot about yourself. I think you're going to figure out more than even you're hoping. You see, when I got out of my first big relationship, I didn't date for a while. And then I went on a lot of dates. I went on a lot. And a lot of them were just to local coffee shops. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed learning about new people. I enjoyed getting asked questions. I enjoyed all of it. What I didn't enjoy is the breakup situation. But that doesn't always have to happen. If you are front with what you're thinking and how you're feeling, it doesn't always have to end up in this huge breakup or any heartbreaks or anything like that. Like, obviously, some people might be devastated that they, can't continue with you, or you might be devastated that you can't continue with them. But I think that's also building up a lot of strength. And so I have this friend, and his name's Jake, and he openly asked to be on this video, and he was watching this Matt D'Avella video, and Matt D'Avella said he's like this, he's like the minimalist guy on YouTube that does a lot of like habits too, like you need to be doing this if you're not, blah blah. And he's amazing, makes amazing videos. And so he, in one of his videos, he said that one of the things that he regrets is not dating in his 20s. And my buddy watched that video, and he goes, "Whoa! I know there's only one guy that I know that's dated, and that's Joey." And he honestly, I've always told Jake, like, I'm not ashamed of dating a lot of people. My girlfriend will ask me, and we had a rough conversation at the start. I'm like, I've dated a handful of people, and I'm really happy that I did because I know I like you. And I just hate that we have to sign the word like whore or slut to it, like a dating slut. Like, it's not about that. It is not. It's not. And Jake discovered that he doesn't really know how to talk to people. He doesn't know what he likes. He doesn't know what's out there. And I think that's the first step. That's super important. It's realizing, like, what do you like? Like, how do you live your life not knowing that? That blows my mind. And so it doesn't mean, like I said, it doesn't mean going back to the bedroom. Sometimes it literally means going to a coffee shop, or just like giving somebody a hug, or saying hello, telling somebody about your likes and interests. How many times, okay, so picture this, right? You're talking with your mom, your brother, your friends, whatever. Are you ever telling somebody about the things that you're happy about? Have you ever bragged about yourself? This doesn't mean full force brag, like, I'm better than you, I did all this. But it's like, hey, what's up? I'm Joey, I'm 24 years old. I have 7 mini jobs inside of one. I've created the career out of nothing, out of my parents' bedroom. I now own a merch brand called Stay You. I'm a published author. I make music. I make YouTube videos and TikToks and Instagrams. Like, all of this stuff, Who do you tell that to? Who do you get to be happy with? Who do you get to brag about yourself to? That's a huge thing. And when I think about it, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't always mean you have to brag and put somebody else down. But when somebody asks about you, what do you say? And if you don't even have an answer to that, how are you going to survive in an interview? Like, I'm telling you, dating and talking to new people, it doesn't have to even be dating. I'm just saying dating as a general term here. We all know that. But it means talking to new people is such a good skill. Now, I grew up with like social anxiety from the start. Like, I had a hard time. I was super shy talking to everybody. I was an introvert. I didn't know what to do. And since I started YouTube, I gained a little bit more confidence, and then I started going on more dates. But before that, I still couldn't talk to people. I had no confidence. I didn't know what was going to come. And then I started going on dates, and I knew answers. I understood body language. I understood how people feel how people look and feel when they're uncomfortable. And that's such an important skill, how to read a room. I have so many friends, and we're sitting at the table, and they'll make a bad joke, and they'll feel like it's okay, but they don't sense the tension in the room, so they keep going. Or some really bad thing, like someone's parents aren't here anymore, and then somebody makes a bad joke about that, and they don't realize it, and that's fine, but they keep going because they can't read the room. Like, it's usually in a situation like that when you're making somebody feel uncomfortable, where that would be such a good skill to have. And I'm telling you that this comes with putting yourself out there and learning about new people, and as well learning about yourself and telling people about yourself. It's such a good skill. You know that thing that's like the elevator pitch, and it's like 45 seconds in an elevator. You have to give your pitch about your brand and why you should work with them, or why they should work with you, sorry. And you just have to go. How are you going to do that? Who have you practiced to? Listen, you may have gone on 1,000 interviews, but I promise you, go on 5 dates, and you're going to learn a lot about yourself. Maybe you fucking hate dating. Maybe you hate it. And that's fine. That's okay. No one's forcing you to go date. Maybe me, because I'm yelling at you right now. But nobody's making you go do that, right? Dating is about finding yourself. It's about finding what you like. It's all about you. Like, I know they say to go out on a date and ask questions about the other person, and that's great. But when you do that, what you're doing is finding out more about you. You're finding out what you like, what your interests are in the world, in the other person. Maybe you don't like somebody who does the same job as you. Do you want to figure that out when you're moved in? Or when you've been dating somebody for a couple of years? No. You want to figure somebody out before that. And that's okay. There's such this bad term around dating that's like, oh, if you're single, like, oh, that sucks. But if you're in a relationship, you're like, oh, you're the king. But then how do you get in a relationship? It's through dating. That's how it goes. So I asked Jake these questions. And I'm just going to read you the questions because I'd love for you to watch the video and see his facial expression when he answers it, and see if he's like comfortable or nervous or anything. I'm not trying to put Jake on the spot here, but I think it's really, really interesting. So I want to ask Jake, I asked him 6 questions before, and then I'm going to ask him 6 questions after he's gone on like 5 dates. Now, the 5 dates can take, oh God, who knows? It could take years, or it could take weeks. Like, I don't know. The whole point is that this is natural. This isn't me saying, hey, Jake, go out and just meet whoever you meet. Like, no, it's not that. It just start saying yes to people if they ask, or put yourself out there and ask them, and stuff like that. And so, like, we filmed this like last week, and he still hasn't gone on a date, and that's totally okay. So this may take a while. This may take months until we get to part 2. But I asked him these following questions. 1. Do you feel confident going on dates? 2. Do you believe that your interests in people are narrow, as in shallow? 3. How is your general mood on dating right now? How do you feel? And 4. How do you feel about dating? 5. With your dating experience now, do you want to go on more dates? And then 6. How do you feel about going on more dates? And so I asked him all of the questions, and the video is out on Thursday, so make sure you go check it out. And this would be a perfect example of being on a date. And so you can watch him, you can hear his tone, his voice, you can see his movements in his body, and you could tell, even if I feel like I'm not talking about Jake like he's a human right now. Jake is very much human, but this is a great learning aspect for all of us. Like, watch his body when he's talking about something that he doesn't feel as confident in. We tend to move, we tend to squirm a little bit, we tend to feel a little bit more uncomfortable, and that's fucking normal. But a huge way that I learned that is through going on dates. Like, I remember there's one date I went and I like reached down to touch my sock for some freaking reason. Who knows? I was nervous. And then she reached down and touched her sock. And I was like, what the heck's going on here? What are you doing with your socks? Like, you freaking weirdo? You freaking sock person? And then I realized, wait a second. Hold on. Is she paying attention to me so freaking much that she's doing what I'm doing? The mimicking technique? Is that a thing? And then I was like, all right, check this out. I like touched my eye, and she was like, suddenly, oh my God, I got to touch my eye. And I was like, what the fuck? She didn't say that. She didn't verbally say that. But still, I was like, whoa, what's going on here? We out here touching socks and touching eyes? Like, what's up? Like, are we in sync? And it's, all jokes aside, that was just like an interesting thing that, like, now I know when somebody's a little bit nervous or like they're paying attention to me a lot, they will almost mimic me. And I'm watching them do it, and it's super, super interesting. You can definitely manipulate that, so I'm not saying to do that, but I'm saying it's an interesting thing to see when, when you're talking to somebody and they have no interest in you, and they're just like looking off, and then they come back and they're like, oh, so bubbles, let's talk about bubbles. And you're like, what the I was talking about like how your day is, and they just come back with bubbles. That means they weren't paying attention. That means they had no interest. That means they weren't out touching their socks and their friggin' eyes. But in all jokes aside, dating is a really good thing, and I'm very happy I did it. I went on a handful of dates. I'm very happy. Now, before you judge somebody for dating and wanting to meet people, I want you to think about like these following things. I know I gave a lot of points already, but I got a few more on my sleeve. One, dating can be really fun. It can be really enjoyable. You could have the best time of your life. You could go out and try new things. You can go skydiving with some crazo. You can have the best coffee in the entire world. You can go eat the best food. You can laugh your friggin' ass off. It can be really fun. Now the con to that is that it can be really sad too. Maybe like you're not gonna like dating, but that way that way you're gonna learn so much about yourself. Two, it actually helps with personality development. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Like, think about that. Personality development. You're going to know how to express yourself in different ways and how to show different types of your personality, one verbally and through actions as well. And I think that's so cool. And you're just going to naturally learn how to do that. There's no tips or tricks on how to. You're going to go from being this, when you meet new people and meet more people, you're going to go from being this hunchback in Notre Dame to like this open freaking angel and be like, oh, hey, what's up? I'm Joey. It's so nice to meet you. I want to know more about you. Let's talk. Like, it's not about being some freaking chat up in here and being the flirt king. It's just about knowing yourself, knowing where you're comfortable, knowing where your boundaries are so you can live comfortably in life. And then three, the happy-go-lucky thing is that you can find the person that you're going to marry. You can find the person that you're going to spend a solid portion of your life or the whole portion of your life with. And that's friggin' exciting. Think about dating like Willy Wonka, right? Not the TikTok guy, but like actually like in the movie Willy Wonka, right? They go to the chocolate factory. They go to the like corner store and buy a chocolate bar, hoping that there's the gold ticket in there. Think about dating like a gold ticket. Like, they go through it. Sorry, I started off this tangent. I don't know how I'm going to finish it, but it's kind of interesting. So, this guy, my neighbor is in his attic window just looking at me, and I'm really scared. I'm not going to, anyway, okay, I don't care. Don't kill me, please. So, think about when you open up a chocolate bar and you take the taste of chocolate, right? You're just supposed to eat them all until you find the golden ticket? No, you're going to find out what kinds you like. Maybe you're going to like mint chocolate or cookies and cream and stuff. And then maybe you want to try something new or go your own different way. But why would we do that with chocolate? Why can't we do that with people? And it's not about going through people. Listen, I want that disclaimer to sit in your head. It's not about using people. It's not about whoring out. It's not about being a slut. It's about meeting new people. Think about how many strangers you pass every single day. You have no idea who they are. They're living a totally different life than you. How does it not interest you? And if it doesn't, that's okay. But maybe you interest somebody, right? It goes two ways. So you can definitely find somebody that you're going to marry. And I think that's really, really important. And the most important thing is that you're figuring out what you like, and there's no shame in doing so. There is no shame. So don't ever shame somebody for dating. If somebody's doing somebody has a little wet willy all the time, then I don't know. No, but still, like if you want to go and sleep around, that's totally fine too. Listen, again, that's finding out what you like in a totally different scenario. Be safe doing it, but that's a totally different scenario. I'm strictly just talking about talking to new people. So next time you make fun of your friends going on dates, maybe even if it's yourself going on dates, stop looking at the wrong thing to do and look at it as a way to discover you. And I know that rhymes, but I mean it. It's a great way to discover who you are. So I hope you guys take this advice and like take it to heart. And that's really it. So stay you, stay beautiful. Thank you guys very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. We have a lot of new merch coming. We have an In My Feelings hoodie. We got a peach hoodie, like the butt hoodie. We got a beauty hoodie coming. We have a lot of new hoodies. We even have a Stay You hoodie coming. We have a Happy Love Sad box coming. We got candles coming. We got Christmas merch. We got Naughty hoodie coming. Like there's a lot of new hoodies coming. And I'm really, really excited to launch them. And I'm really excited to shoot them and everything like that. If you guys want to see my day-to-day life, I have a vlog channel called More Joey. And if you guys want to go check out the video that I shoot with Jake, which is what this whole podcast is about, that's going to be out on Thursday on my main channel, which is just Joey Kidney. And then I have TikTok and Instagram, and you guys know all the rest. So thank you guys very much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And recently, I just want to talk about this. I know this like has nothing to do with it, but recently, okay, we hit 133,000 on Instagram. And 2 months ago, I was negative, losing about 800 a day. And I was going down. I was going to get below 100,000. And I started posting my poems on Instagram, and you guys have been loving it. And I just want to say thank you so much. I know numbers don't necessarily matter, but it's just nice to see people appreciate your content. So thank you. So hey, I put myself out there. It's time to put yourself out there too. Find out what makes you happy. Find out what you like. Find out what you love. Stay you, stay beautiful. I'll talk to you guys next time. Okay. Bye.